This is Scott Reeder, and you're listening to Chemical City Radio.
Rock. Everything that rocks. RockLouisiana.com.
Hey, what you smoking? Got enough for me? Hey, what you smoking? Got enough for me?
Welcome to Chemical City Radio, brought to you by RockLouisiana.com. Put that in your pipes
and smoke it. On this episode of Chemical City Radio, we have Scott Reeder from Kyuss,
Unida, The Obsessed, and now Fireball Ministry. But coming up right now, we have a song from Kings and Liars
called Burn to the Ground.
I never wanna feel the sun
That was Kings and Liars with Burned to the Ground. We recently had Charlie Belmore on the show for an interview. Unfortunately, it kind of got botched, and we didn't get a chance to use it, but he's going to come back on.
He's ready to come back, so we're going to get those guys are killer.
You just heard that one song. The rest of their stuff, I've heard like 3 or 4 of their songs. They have an EP out right now, and it's really good. You can check them out on Facebook, Kings and Liars.
And since we have Scott Reeder coming on the show,
we're going to have a Unida track coming up next.
Yeah, and this stuff rips.
Just a clown with your puppets in place. Who are you? Just a fake, and you're pushing your pride for just be you. When in town, you're strutting your shit, you think I'm blue. That's true. You're just a puppet man. You used to be like me in the sand. When I pull your arms up, you'll pay no more. When I cut your ears off, you'll hear no more. Just a game to you. Play all you want, I don't want to. You're just a joke, man. You used to be like me with the plan. When I carve your eyes out, you'll see no more. When I rip your head off, and be so sure. Just a fool to know how you want, I don't want to. Let me know that I'm good to get used to. How about you? When I pull your arms up, you play no more. When I cut your ears off, you'll hear no more. When I rip your head off, can be so sure. Can be so sure. Can be so sure. Can be so sure.
That was Unida. We're going to talk for a minute about what just transpired
Yes.
at the
Today
Chemical
was-
City Studios today.
Yes.
It was this was pretty. I've been like giggling like a schoolgirl all day talking about it just went
A
down.
schoolboy, but yeah, schoolgirl.
I mean, hey, don't assume my gender, buddy.
Yes, but we did Scott Reeder, which you're about to hear that interview, and he was very candid. We talked about the song you just heard, the album that just played, and a lot of stuff that he went into a lot of stuff,
Details
yeah.
about early days of Kyuss, touring in Germany with the
Yeah.
Obsessed. It was
How he got into Kyuss.
Yes, it was amazing. It was so awesome, and he's such a gracious guy, and it was really cool to have him. He was so candid and cool, and it felt like he was in the room with us almost, or like we were hanging out with one of our friends. He was,
Yes, he
he's
was very, very
super
good,
awesome.
So you want to tune in for that because it's coming, and we also did Ed King from Leonard Skinner
I talked to the dude that played Slide on Mr. Banker today,
and Curtis Lowe.
and Curtis Lowe.
That was one of the. Well, we shouldn't say the questions that we.
that.
And he was very candid too.
Yes.
He was very nice and gracious, and that was probably the most nervous I've been.
Yeah.
Talking.
Ed King, like he's wrote songs that are in the realm.
They will live beyond all of us.
Yeah, like strive to try to write a song that good that would get picked up and like known on that level, and this dude did it.
Yes.
And it's
And
Man,
well, I don't want to give away the interview, but he was very candid, and we're gonna air that interview along with a friend of ours, Chris LeBlanc.
Yes.
We decided to take Chris LeBlanc, who I'm still petitioning the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Louisiana, for him to be in there
Yes.
because he should be.
And you said he has a ton.
He has a
of-
bunch of unreleased music that we're gonna play along with the Ed King interview. So we're gonna feature kind of a classic rock episode because we're gonna try to change things up here.
I don't know about how, like, as far as like our the base of people that listen to this show, they probably know Chris LeBlanc as being more of a cover guy playing like the bars around town and running in the whole cover scene, but he actually has done a ton of really good stuff that he's written by himself.
He's released 3 CDs, but he has a ton of stuff he hasn't released either. So.
You posted a video of his the other day.
Oh yeah.
And I saw people left and right that had never even heard it, like clicking. I was like, holy shit! Like, what is this? It's like this dude's like in BR, killing it, writing killer songs. He's an amazing guitar player. His band, if you see him live, they're fucking flawless.
So yeah, we're gonna have him on. And when I text him yesterday, he's actually playing in Florida, I think, right now this weekend. And I was like, man, we got Ed King coming on, so we're gonna put you with Ed King. And he was like, oh, Ed King is like one of my favorite guitar players. So that's gonna be a really great show. And then we also talked to the guys from You're the Tyrant, which will air on the show after this. It's Vinny LaBella, bass player for Heathen, Grip Incorporated with Dave Lombardo, Sasha from Forbidden. They didn't give us the singer.
We were hoping for that. We were hoping really hard.
It may break before that show comes out. But we got Vinny LaBella, the godfather of groove metal, to give us a Stories from the Road, which is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, he had a really funny story about being in Holland. So y'all stick around and check that out later.
Watch out for that werewolf, yo. All right, well, we're gonna spin some tunes. So what we got?
We got Dragonaut by Sleep coming up next.
been 3 years to the day since you've been gone, Lord, since you've been away. Holding this bitterness, the taste on my tongue. Lying, you told me, Lord, that you'd never go. Holding this bottle right close to my side.
this beer was brought to you by rocklouisiana.com.
All right, Chemical City Radio. We got Colby on the line
The Deacon of Metal.
from Rock, Louisiana.
Yep.
What's happening, folks?
Oh, man, nothing. Just doing some interviews and wanting to get you on the show. We got you on the show a couple of weeks ago, but the interview got messed up, and I felt really bad about that.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
on the first one, we were hoping to have you on, but
we've only done this for like 2 weeks.
right, third
Yeah,
time's a
man.
charm, though. I think.
That's what they say. Man,
Yeah.
you guys are really rolling, though, man. You know, 2 weeks in the bag there, and that's been real successful.
Well,
Glad to see
hopefully.
that.
It's definitely been a learning process. And actually, today is hopefully going to be better than the first two. So, but I saw you started doing the full album Friday and all kind of stuff you're trying to do too, man. What you got going on?
Man, we got full album Fridays every week, and we're trying to get people to nominate their favorite album. You know what they remember about it, and their, you know, the
And that's
best
connected to
memories that they got.
that's connected to the website, correct? You can go on the website
Yeah,
and vote.
That's right. What I'm trying to do is get people to nominate their favorite albums on the weekends, and then by Tuesday we'll have a poll at the bottom of Rock Louisiana's website, the official website, and they can vote for the top 5 that were kind of
Right.
the best 5, I guess you could say, is that we can get on a list there.
I think the last
So
one I
that-
voted on was Iron Maiden. I was like, oh yeah, and it wound up winning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it actually did. That was the first one we did.
I was hoping that I was the one that broke the tie at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tiebreaker. Yeah, man, it was really good. People tuned in, and it was real successful. So we did it again. Yeah, last week, and it was a nail biter. It ended up being Rage for Order, which is one of my favorite Queensryche albums. So that was real good, and trying to get things together for this week. Hopefully it'll be another nail biter. We like excitement. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, you're doing a great job, man. I've been listening to the show just about every day, and it sounds great.
What's going on? I saw on Rock Louisiana's website they have some kind of like industrial thing coming up.
Yeah, they're doing the Industrial Revolution, which is something that's going to be in the next. I think it's actually up now, and then we'll be having the Witching Hour, which is going to be a goth type thing, which Typo Negative, Sisters of Mercy, that sort of thing. Things that it was kind of inspired of the playlist from the original Dungeon in New Orleans. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that.
Oh, I've got stories, but we'll not do that. So.
And Blue Crystal, which was kind of an alternative goth, kind of a all-night club. Well, pretty much anything New Orleans is all-night, or was at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So that's kind of a throwback. We're all about the nostalgia, as well too. Right now on Mondays, I'm doing the Aquanet Hour, which is actually it's more than an hour, but we're having fun.
Yeah, and Kevin, I listened to his show the other night. The guy that puts on, runs this whole Rock Louisiana thing. We got to give him props. I listened to his show. He does. I can't remember the name of it. It's
What in This World?
What in This World? It's pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. That comes on at 3:00 in the morning, I want to say.
Actually, it's 8:30. It's twice a month. 8:30s on Friday nights, and then a replay at. I think you replays it all weekend, and it is on demand on the site as well as your show is there as well. And I'm going to actually start putting the Deacon of Metal show as a on demand as well. But I think if 3:00 is what you're thinking of, is that Witching Hour.
Okay, yeah, maybe I got it confused.
Yeah, so a lot of things, a lot of things going on, and we're always welcome to new ideas, at the station. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad that we're getting to do all this, and hopefully, some of the stuff we got coming up will give us some national press and kind of build the thing, and we're just all building it together,
Yep.
We're all helping each other. You've been letting us call into your show to pump our show, so we definitely got to get you on our show.
That's it.
It's a rock and roll love fest, fellas.
Yep.
We're going to try to continue it, man.
Well, we just got to if we keep bringing it, they can't deny us.
That's right. Kill them with
That's right.
content.
Right. There you go. But look, we got to get out of here because we got a few things to do, and you're in the middle of your radio show actually right now. We're pre-recorded, so if you don't know, Colby's actually on the air right now talking to us. So
Right. He has to get back to that.
And
That's right.
Monday through Thursday, 3 to 8, right? Friday,
Till 6.
3 to 6. So tune in, rocklouisiana.com for the Deacon of Metal.
Thanks, fellas. Y'all have a good show.
All right, man. Love you, brother. You be good.
Take it easy, man.
Love y'all too. Have a good one.
Everybody knows that if it's said it's so, I'm probably going blind. Sing of it. You're not dead yet. Don't put my hands behind my back. Celebrate your innocence, yeah. You're so scared, it makes me sick. Don't know your eyes and power trip. Tracking sand with your fingers. I think I worship sin while I'm masturbating. Tell me it's alright. 'Cause everybody knows that if it's said it's so, I'm probably going blind. Sick of it. Sick of it. Idiots. Sick of it. Sick of it. I think I worship Satan while I'm masturbating. Tell me it's alright. You're not dead yet. Well, surprise, I'm sick of it. I like to practice what I preach, yeah. I think I worship Satan while I'm masturbating. Tell me it's alright. 'Cause everybody knows if you say it's so, I'm probably going blind. Sick of it. Sick of it. I think I worship Satan while I'm masturbating. Tell me it's alright. 'Cause everybody knows if you say it's so, I'm probably going blind.
That was Louisiana's own Slaves of Freedom with 3 Long Years, followed by Sick of It All by Superfuzz
And next up, we have Kabbalah.
with Presence.
Yes. From Twin Earth Records, my buddy Rick Bennett sent me this song. Their album comes out
July 7th.
on Twin Earth. If you want to check them out, they're killer. He's doing a great label. He's been a good friend of mine. TwinEarthRecords.com. And after this,
We have the interview that we've been talking about with Scott Reeder.
the one we have been holding back and waiting for you to hear, because we've heard it already.
It's going to be great. So coming up next, right after Kabbalah, Scott Reeder. Stick around. Chemical City Radio.
All right, you're on Chemical City Radio, and we have Scott Reeder.
How's it going, man?
I'm good.
All right, how's out there in
Chilling.
Cali, man?
Oh, it's pretty hot. It's getting up there. We've had a few days where I live in Banning, which is about 20 miles out of Palm Springs, and it's getting up to like 106, 110. Not too bad. I mean,
Well,
I've seen 129 before. That's
Jeez.
freaking
That's
hot.
serious.
We're in South Louisiana. It gets pretty hot down here. I think the difference is the humidity down here is so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're
here
wearing
it's
it like a blanket.
usually a dry heat. We're getting some humidity today, and it's a little sticky, but it's not bad.
I saw recently. It looked like y'all had a fire out that way, man. It's all the horses.
Yeah,
and-
it started at our neighbor's house.
Hey,
I don't know if somebody flicked a cigarette into the cattle guard that's over there, but it looks like that's where it started, in the cattle guard, and it just swept right up the hill. And there were bombers all over the place dumping the Phosgene. They had a big wood pile for the firewood, and it got covered with Phosgene. I don't think it's
Oh,
going to
man.
burn too good.
That's got to be terrifying when that's going on.
Oh man, if it caught the trees around our houses, we'd be toast. The studio'd be gone, the house would be gone. So, you grab a couple of things. I usually grab my dad's ashes and his guitar and maybe some computer drives and some photos, and that's about all you can do.
it's kind of like us with the hurricanes. And when they're coming, you just, hope for the best and
Yeah.
get out.
Yep. Man,
All right,
I can't
so
even imagine.
let's start with you started with The Obsessed. Actually, there was another band before The Obsessed, but that was your first national band.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing in bands in high school, probably around 81. I was probably a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, and like
And
us, we don't count some of those bands.
Right.
Yeah, there was this punk band called Subservice, and that led to a band called Dead Issue when I first started playing with Mario Lolly. And I was actually playing drums in those bands. And our bass player, Kerry, couldn't continue. His parents were clamping down on him. And so I bought his bass from him. And we got Alfredo, who was later in Queens of the Stone Age and Kyuss, to play drums. So he was actually the first drummer I played with.
Alfredo. Me and Ben have a Alfredo.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
And then our singer wasn't working out, so we started a new thing called Across the River.
That's the
And
one
we
I thought
started
of.
playing
Across the
shows
River.
with SST bands. Like we got stuck. We were fucking. Can I cuss on this?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's internet radio.
We were playing with St. Vitus through Black Flag's booking company, Global Management or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were stoked. I mean, St. Vitus was the shit.
Yeah.
And we signed a record deal with SST, but we broke up. And then a couple of years after that, I'd met Wino through that. And we were jamming for years when I moved out to LA. I was working in studios as a recording engineer. He finally called me after we'd been jamming for a while and told me about The Obsessed. He had a bass player that was doing The Obsessed, and the guy was in a motorcycle accident. And he was in a coma, and he asked me if I could do this tour in Germany and record an album at the end of the tour.
And you were like, yeah, sure.
Well, I was trying to be the responsible career guy, being recording engineer. And my wife said, you know what? I know that your heart's, with playing bass. That's what you do. And we've always made ends meet. You got to go for it.
Yeah.
And that was it. My wife pushed me into it. And that was probably the biggest life changer for me, thanks to Wino and my wife.
That's awesome that she supported you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been there every step of the way from the Across the River days.
Right.
We're coming
and
up on
not
30 years married in October.
Right.
Oh,
And not to interrupt, but we should say we should appreciate our wives for letting us do this thing that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It takes a special woman to
Put up with us.
embrace this,
Yes. It's hard being married to a musician. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of girls, they want I don't want to say the rock star, but that guy that's
Well, they want
out
the
there.
rock star until they meet the rock star and realize he's not that cool.
but they don't want him to be gone all the time.
Right.
And
Right.
have other people around him. And, it takes a special woman, a very secure woman to say, you know what, go for it.
Right. And that's awesome.
And I'm so thankful for my wife being there behind me and next to me every step of the way,
Right. So how'd you transition into Kyuss?
When I was in The Obsessed, let's see. We'd been touring in Germany a few times, and I was introduced to Brant. I mean, we came out of the same scene, but those guys were way younger than I am, 8 years younger. So I wasn't really aware of what they were doing. And I heard the Wretch album. I didn't really dig that too much, but I was stoked that somebody from the desert was actually getting out there and doing something.
Right.
And I was introduced to Brant, and he got us on this tour. It was Kyuss, The Obsessed, and Wool, which was the Scream guys after Dave Grohl split and joined Nirvana.
That was a good
And the
career
three-
move on his part.
well, Wool was a great band. Scream was a great band. But yeah, Nirvana kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say it was a good career move.
Yeah.
In retrospect.
So we're playing, these are three great bands touring the West Coast. And there were a couple of shows where we were literally playing to each other and the bartender and the sound man. It was crazy. If those three bands
right.
toured
It
together
did, right.
today,
Yeah, it'd be phenomenal.
And-
so we got up to Washington. We played in Seattle, and this is 1992 because we're touring for Blues for the Red Sun. I joined the band before Blues for the Red Sun came out. Oh wait, no, we're not there yet. Sorry,
That's okay.
we're
Go
almost
ahead.
there.
It's
But all the
pre-recorded,
Seattle
we can
guys
edit
were
it
there.
all.
Dave Grohl, I think Chris Novoselic was there. We saw a couple of Soundgarden guys walking down the street. It was just like, holy shit, this is like grunge city right
Central.
Yeah.
here. And so anyway, afterwards, I rode home with the Kyuss guys, and Nick rode home with the Obsessed guys, and they hit
That's
me up
funny
on the way
because-
home.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they hit me up on the way home. I think we were probably not even an hour into the drive, and they're like, "So, what do you think?" And at that point, the Obsessed was about to sign with Columbia Records, and I politely turned them down. I said, "Man, things are going really good right now. I don't want to desert what's going on, you know." And probably maybe a month or two later, Brant called me. I was at work doing my engineering stuff in LA, and he said, "Dude, I know you don't want to join the band, but we fired Nick, and we've got some big gigs coming up. Can you at least fill in until we find the right guy?" I'm all, "Fuck yeah, man, that'll be fun." So probably that weekend, my wife and I went down and we played at Josh's house. And I think it was in the garage. And that day after practice, me and Josh jammed a little bit, and we threw together what became Space Cadet on Sky Valley on the very first day.
Nice.
That's nice. Well, that's good
Yeah.
chemistry, apparently. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
and it was
you know,
a
with
whole-
chemistry, you know if it's going to work or not right off the bat.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. So that night there was a barbecue, and I asked my wife, "What do you think about moving back to the desert?" And she's all, "I would fucking love to move back to the desert." I said, "Okay, well, that's it." I went back on that Sunday. I had a rehearsal with the Obsessed, and Wino came at me. He's all, "So how did it go?" I'm like, "Dude, it was pretty cool, man." He's all, "So what are you gonna do?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna join these guys." And I told him I would finish up the tours that we had coming up already booked. And he's all, no, it's cool. We'll deal with it. And he was totally cool.
That's awesome. They did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. The first like kind of performance I did was the Green Machine video. And then
Nice.
the first show was the record release party for Blues for the Red Sun. We had a show with Body Count during that whole cop killer thing.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
That's kind
And
of
then
a
there was
crazy combo.
this huge music convention in LA that was called the Concrete Foundations Forum, I think. And we played with a bunch of crazy bands, Kyuss, Siskin, and I think Crowbar was there.
From Crowbar. That's one of our friends from down here.
Hometown boys there.
Yeah, I'd have to find the roster from that one, but there were some amazing bands that played that night. That was a huge crowd, just like this huge hotel ballroom, just packed with people.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, man, this is gonna be awesome.
I kind of miss Kyuss at that time, and then like Kyuss has taken on a life of its own afterwards. That just
After the split,
well, yeah. I mean, like now y'all are held in such honor.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
things were just starting to catch on in the States. I mean, in Europe, we were crushing over there, and I kept telling those guys because I'd been over there, what, maybe 4 times with the Obsessed, and when I joined Kyuss, I was like, we have to fucking get to Europe, and it. I don't know if management just didn't know how to make that step, didn't have the connections to make it happen. But once we got over there, it was just boom, boom, boom. We played the Dynamo Festival in front of
there's
100,000
actually yeah.
people.
I think there's YouTube video of that, right?
I don't know about the Dynamo
I've
Festival.
seen the Bazaar Fest stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the only one
Yeah,
I've seen.
yeah, that was towards the end.
Yeah, and
The
you had
Dynamo
no
Festival
shoes
was our
on.
very first show in Europe, and we played for 100,000 people, and man, it was insane. And we did really well in Germany, and things weren't really catching up in the States until the end. We'd play clubs, and they wouldn't be packed or anything. But towards the end, we did a tour with White Zombie. We went through maybe half the states, and on the way back, let's see, we ended up with White Zombie in Florida, and then we booked a bunch of shows to make our way back home. Gas money.
Yeah.
And every show was sold out, and I was going, holy shit, here we go, it's starting to catch on in the States, and it was just getting good. And we went back to Europe, did some shows with Soundgarden, and then that was it. We parted ways right after that. I was devastated.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, if y'all went back now, I mean, it would just be, so like say it was just catching years later. I mean, it must be awesome though to know that it is taking on a life of its own to this new. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just. I mean, one thing I like about you is you go into Kyuss World on Facebook and you actually interact with fans and
Yes.
talk to them.
Oh man, I'm stoked that anybody gives a shit. Here we
right
are,
because it's living
20
on
years,
past,
25 years down
right.
the road.
It's
It's
like I say, it's
crazy to
taking
me.
on a new life. It's just like,
Yeah.
bam. And I was kind of late to Kyuss, honestly, because in the mid '90s, I was playing more thrash and stuff like that. And then it
Yep.
was around 2000, pretty much Napster days. And my
Yep.
roommate was like, "Man, you got to check out this band Kyuss." I was like, "Kyuss, what the hell is that?" So he puts it on, and I'm like, okay, give me a minute. And I was like, "Oh, this is great." And it kind of
Yeah,
got me into that whole genre of the stoner rock and everything. And
definitely changed my perspective as a musician. I play
Yeah.
guitar, and like
Yeah.
when I heard Sky Valley, my friend Matt showed it to me, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
They're doing this? This
and
is
actually,
amazing."
me and Ben were in a band. I would say what song did we used to cover?
We used to cover Super Scoop.
Yeah, and we used to
Oh,
play.
right on.
It was like 2002, 2000,
Yeah, about
and
that time.
nobody in the club would get it. We'd play it, and we'd do the end like dine, and we would just drag it out forever, and the whole club would just be like, "This is terrible. Like, what are y'all doing?" So.
Hey, what kind of pooch is that I'm hearing in the background?
That's my miniature schnauzer. His name's Remy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And he busted in and won't leave.
I should have brought Scooter over here with
Yeah, as
me.
I was going to ask you about Scooter. How's he doing?
She's
Or
just
she doing, I should
chilling.
say.
Yeah, she's coming up on 15.
Come on.
Oh man, she's having breathing problems. I know that our time together is kind of precious right now, so it's bittersweet,
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying every moment. Man, she gets pissed if I don't take her out to feed the horses. Renee comes outside carrying Scooter. You forgot somebody. Oh, it's too fucking hot. She doesn't care.
No, got to ride with Daddy.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I wanted to ask you, what about the Metallica tryout? Because I mean, that had to be pretty cool. I know you've known those guys a long time, but how was that?
Surreal. I mean, even though I knew those guys and we toured together, to jam with those guys was like, holy shit. I think the first song we played was Fuel, and I'm sharing a mic with Kirk Hammett doing background vocals.
Crazy.
And, man, it was just You look across,
Right,
and there's James
had-
Hetfield fucking singing it. It was just like sensory overload. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Had a great time. I thought I had it in the bag.
Well, I've
But that-
I've heard
that
that.
Trujillo guy,
I mean, he's pretty good.
he's amazing, and he's the nicest guy in the world.
Right, and he is
We
so
both
cool,
endorse
yes.
Warwick basses, so I see him all the time, and
Yeah.
he's awesome. And they couldn't have picked a better guy for the job.
Right, and the fact that he did that Jocko the movie out of his pocket
Yeah.
was really,
Yeah.
really that just sold. I was like, man,
Yeah,
he's so
that was
cool.
amazing. I hadn't met him before, and I went to see their first big show in LA at the Coliseum, and like I'm watching the show going, fuck, man, I was that close. And afterwards there was this fenced off area, the VIP area, and everybody's waiting for their chance to meet Metallica, and this gate opened and Trujillo walked in, and he was way far away, but he saw me through the crowd, and he's all Reader, and he just like plowed through everybody and gave me a hug, and he's all, come on back, man. And we went back and had beers, and there was nobody back there. It was the band, one of Rob's friends, their video director, Wayne Isham, and my old bandmate from The Obsessed, actually, Greg Rogers, who was working with Wayne Isham. And that was it. There was like this whole city back there set up for the guys, and those were the only people back there. So we had some quality time, and Rob is the nicest guy in the world. I can't speak highly enough of that guy.
Right, yeah. I mean, like I say, just to jam with him, I'm sure that was great. I mean, of
Yep.
course, if you'd have got in life-changing money, that'd been great. But they picked
Yeah.
but in retro, that they picked the right guy.
Yeah, they thought they were going to be able to like play on weekends and then go home. And I'm thinking, you know what? Their crew is like a moving city. They can't send the whole crew home and then just bring the crew out on weekends. That's not going to work. And I was right. Once they hit the road, they're out there.
Yeah, they're a
And-
freaking corporation. I mean,
And
they're-
while they're out there on tour for a couple of years, I was going, when big life event stuff happened, like a family member dies, I'm like, man, I would have been on the road right now. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's
So-
the thing about
so
being on the road.
I had to like compensate in my mind that this is better being home. But it would have been fun. I would have made the most of it, and my wife would have been stoked. It's all good, but
Yeah.
no regrets.
Oh yeah, I mean, at least you got. I haven't been in the room playing Battery or anything with Metallica, and I grew up listening to them. So
I wanted to
Pretty-
ask you about the new the Fireball Ministry stuff, man. We saw y'all released a track recently. I was checking
Yeah.
out the
very good.
video for it earlier.
Back to Earth. That's my favorite song on the record.
Tasty bass
Yeah,
lines on
we've
it for
been-
sure.
Yeah,
Ah, cheers.
I sent you a message after I heard it, and I was like, you held back on that first two verses, and then
Yes.
the third and first verse, you started rooting it up. I was like, that's my boy. There he goes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the record where I'm just kicking back and supporting. There's some fills and stuff. There's some parts where I step out a little bit. But as I get older, I just want to do what's right for the song. And some of these heavier songs, it's better if you just like stick with the riff. There's some stuff that I contributed where they're doing my riff. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm really
you
stoked
got to
on
play
the
for the
album.
song.
Yeah.
And I'm an older bass player too. It's like after you've done a lot of chops, I mean, you got to play for the song. We've already proven that
Yeah.
we can play. It's not
Yeah,
like,
Sky Valley. I was a kid and I was just like,
Right.
and-
This is what I can do, and then you get older, and you're like, well, let's just play for the song. But
yeah.
I know I want to ask you about something real quick. I used to call this band Unida, but when I started learning Spanish, it should be Unida. Right?
Unida.
Correct.
Yep.
But everybody I know calls it Unida. Okay, so y'all did an album that was not released, but pretty much was released. I mean, I think everybody in the world has it at this point.
Yeah, anybody that wanted it got it.
Oh, I think
Mhm.
everybody has. And
They're talking about releasing it finally, and I don't know how that's going to work because it's out there,
Well, that's what I sent Arthur a message a while back, and he said, it's about to, happen. But I will say, I love the Kyuss stuff, but that album, I don't know what I freaking love that album. I mean, I think that is one of the best albums of all time. And Rick Rubin did that with y'all, right?
He wasn't the producer. George Draculius was the producer guy.
Okay, well, I thought it was Rick, so we're setting the record straight now. I see a lot of
Yep,
guys
yep.
saying Rick Rubin did it, and I was like,
Nope.
Okay.
Now George had worked with Tom Petty at that point. While we were recording, I think Rick Rubin was working with System of a Down on probably Toxicity.
Yeah.
We actually shared a studio during the mix time and got to hang out with those guys a bit.
So what happened with the release and everything?
Well, Rick Rubin has his little label, American Recordings, and apparently he signs a contract with a mother label. When we signed with him, he was at Columbia. So when we're setting up the album, we were getting the artwork together and making relationships. Some people I already knew there, and everything was a go at Columbia. And then maybe a month before the record's supposed to come out, he picks up shop and moves it over to Island Def Jam. So their rock roster was like Sum 41 and maybe Lynch Mob,
Oof.
and that might be it. They didn't give a shit about rock and roll, you know.
Right.
So it got shelved. They didn't want to put it out. So we had the option of taking a pile of cash or taking the record. Owning the masters to the record,
Right.
which is what I voted for, because we could have taken that to any label
Shopped
And
it
put it
around.
out, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody thought, oh, somebody's going to buy this record, so let's take the cash, and then somebody's going to buy the record, of course. And I was outvoted. And so that was pretty much the death of it for me. Nobody wanted to shell out the money for it. I mean, so much money went into that record. It was insane.
Man, that record is great to this day. I
Yeah,
mean,
it sounds
It's
killer.
flawless. It's almost too perfect. I mean, the drums, I don't know. It was a weird way of working for me. The drums got all smoothed out in Pro Tools. And then I didn't know that was happening. And I walk in, I'm all, well, what are you doing with the bass stuff? He's all, the bass is getting chopped with the drums. Well, let's hear it. And he hadn't listened to it at all. He put up the fader and the bass was burping all over the place. And so I had to redo all the bass tracks, which I've never done before. And I was upset, but I had my cousin come in and I just got a bottle of red wine and my cousin sat with me for a day and I knocked out all the bass tracks.
Right,
And
yeah.
it sounded good. I ended up being really stoked. We worked our asses off on that record.
Well, that's my point. Is that album is so good that it never got a proper release. It personally pisses me off that it didn't get what they acclaim. Because everybody's like Kyuss, and yes, of course. But to me, that album, I was like, man, this deserves to be heard.
Yeah,
It was a more, I don't even know what the right word is. I don't want to say polished. I mean,
No, it's
I love
polished, but
Kyuss
it
for
was
its
still raw.
rawness.
Yeah.
Kyuss was just like, I have the raw tracks from Sky Valley, just bass, drums, and guitar. And that band was on fucking fire.
You can send them
And-
to my email at any time.
And then the Unida thing, just to me, it's so processed, but I love the songs. Everybody worked their asses off on those songs. And I think it's some of the best stuff that I've heard from John. And
Yeah, man, it's a great album, great album. And well, like I say, I asked Arthur if he wanted to come on with you, and I think he's busy. I'm not sure what was going on with him, but
Yeah.
he said something about it being released, so I hope it does.
yeah,
I wanted to ask you about the Sound City doc.
That's a
How
great
you-
documentary.
Yeah, it was amazing. And y'all did Sky Valley and Circus there, right? Originally?
Blues for the Red Sun was recorded there too.
Oh, no kidding. So y'all did
And-
all three.
And then Sky Valley, and then Circus, and then the Unida record was actually tracked in that same room too.
No kidding.
Along with everything like from Fleetwood Mac to just God.
Cheap Trick, Nirvana.
Yes.
Oh man.
Tom Petty, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
we
the
go on
history-
for every listeners.
the history in
just
that room is
Wikipedia
insane.
that.
Yeah. How did you
Yeah.
get contacted for that? And like, what was the recording process like when y'all tracked that song?
Okay, I was asleep one night, and somebody texted me at 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at my phone. It's Dave Grohl. I'm like, oh.
Well, I'll answer that one.
So I look at my phone, and he said, dude, I bought the console from Sound City, and I'm doing a movie about Sound City. You want to play on the film soundtrack? And I texted back, fuck yes. And he's all, okay, man, I'll send you something soon. The next morning, I got up early to feed the horses, and I already had a text from Dave with the demo of the song. It had drums, some scratch guitars, and scratch bass. And I'm just like, holy shit! I was filling up horse waters, just sitting there, like singing along to it, trying to figure out like an orchestral bass line that would weave through it without just doing what he did for the scratch track. And let's see, within a week, I was in the studio. They already had everything done except for the bass track. I was the final thing to go on there, and they didn't have any tracks on the tape. And Dave said, just go over my bass track. He says to Butch Vig, who I didn't realize was going to be the guy. You know, I walk into this thing and I didn't see any cameras. Everything's mellow. And then I realized, oh, there's like casino cameras in every corner of the room. And then when I started tracking, they brought this big camera right in my face. You can see during the video, my hands trembling. I mean, it was so high pressure, but
Man,
it was great.
That
Butch
song is killer.
pushed me harder than anybody has ever in the studio ever. And not in a bad way. He was like, let's try that chorus again. I think you could mix it up a little bit and make that part stand out more, you know? And, you know, there's all these people breathing down my neck. Jim Rhoda, who later became my bandmate in Fireball Ministry, was the producer on that thing. So he's breathing down my neck. Dave's standing right behind me. And
No pressure.
Yeah.
yeah, it was nuts. And I had to sit on that secret for months and months. And to play on a track with Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick, who was the first concert that I
yes.
went to.
Yes,
in
it was
1980
actually
with
my first
big brother.
concert too.
No shit.
One-on-one tour, 81.
Yep. And it was the first time that I'd heard Corey's vocals when I went in there. I was like, holy shit. I was just hoping that what I came in there to play was going to work against what he was doing, because I was throwing in some melodic lines and some crazy fills and stuff. And it all worked out. Fuck. When I finally saw the announcement on Twitter, I was like, exhale.
Yeah,
I called my brother.
say it
Dude,
now.
I can
Say
play
it.
on a track with Cheap Tricks, Rick Nielsen, man. He's all, no way.
Yeah. You didn't get to actually meet him or anything?
I didn't meet him until the premiere of the movie. There was a screening of the film at the Cinerama Dome on Sunset in Hollywood, and then there was a concert at the Palladium. So anyway, there's a red carpet at the film screening, and before me on the red carpet is Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic hugging, and there's like all these cameras, like CNN, and just flashes going off. And then me and my wife walk through, and everybody's just like standing there. And I saw Lisa Johnson, who's a great photographer. She's on, no way, and she took some pictures of us.
Nice.
Man, Cheap Trick's one of my favorite bands. I'm sure I've seen in some stuff with Rick, and he seems like a nut.
Yeah. So we met him on the other side of the red carpet, and I said, "Hey, man, I played bass on the track." He's all, "You're the guy," and we hugged, and we got to hang out a little bit later on
That's
at
cool.
the show. They had a concert at the Palladium with, you know, the Sound City players, and I didn't get to play my song, which was weird. But
So you
there
had
were
to watch
sets-
from outside? Or you had to watch from the audience, somebody play your song?
it was weird. Chris Novoselic played my song.
Oh, well. I mean,
He did the set. He did a set with Dave Grohl playing drums and Rick Nielsen playing guitar and Corey singing some Cheap Trick songs, and then they played From Can to Can't. And there was some security guy up on the balcony, and he nudged me. He's all, "Why the fuck aren't you down there?" I'm like, nah, dude, it's cool,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's your song, but hey.
Yeah, because they had to keep the group kind of small because they were touring to all the film festivals and stuff.
Right. Too
So
many change outs and all that, yeah.
yeah. So I just rolled with it. It's all good. I was so stoked to be a part of it. The song went to #1 on rock radio. and the album won a Grammy. I've got a fucking Grammy.
Hey,
in
you
my
got a
studio.
Grammy. That's fucking all. You deserve one, bro. You do.
So no problem.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl has been a fucking champ every step of the way. When Blues for the Red Sun came out, Nirvana was just blowing up, and he would go to record stores, buy every copy of the Blues for the Red Sun CD, and he would give it to people who he thought could do us some good. He gave it to people at MTV. He gave it to Lars Ulrich. I think he
Oh,
gave
that's
it to
awesome.
Glenn Danzig, who we also toured with, and press people, and so much happened because of that guy. And then for this to come up, and I have a fucking Grammy because of that guy.
Right.
And then later on, the Sonic Highways thing comes up, and it was part of that too. And it just,
I've been saying for the past couple of years that Dave Grohl is the coolest fucking guy
Yeah.
out there. I mean,
Yeah.
whether
And-
you like the Foo Fighters or not, or whether you like Nirvana, that dude is straight up just
yeah,
And has done more for rock and roll than a
Yes.
lot.
yeah.
of,
It's
you know.
not
He's-
an act or a shtick.
no, he's
That's-
the
that's
real
the guy.
deal.
And it continues to this very day, because it was just announced a week ago that Fireball Ministry is on Cal Jam 17 with the Foo Fighters.
That was actually
And-
one of our next
And
questions.
Queens of the Stone Age, October 7th.
Segue.
And y'all are planning on, that's going to be like an album release for y'all almost, right?
Yeah, our record comes out the day before on October 6th. The show's on October 7th. It's about maybe a half-hour drive from my house.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
that's easy.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I could come home and feed the horses and then go back and enjoy the rest of the show.
Right, and on that, that's October 7th. Y'all are doing that, I believe, and it's going to be with the Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age and Cage the
Yep.
Elephant and Fireball
Yep.
Ministry and a whole bunch
The
of other
Obsessed.
awesome bands.
The Obsessed.
playing
Oh,
as
well, that's
well.
like, I mean, it's like old school.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, three major guitar players in my life, if you count Dave Grohl. Josh Homme and Wino are playing that day, and not to mention Jim Rhoda and Emily from Fireball
Right. I mean, it
Ministry.
just comes full circle.
Be
Yep.
like a big family reunion.
Yep. Big ass barbecue. Generator party.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I heard about the generator parties. That must have been something right there.
Yeah.
So, Scott, if anybody wants to check you out, where can we reach you at on Instagram or Facebook or?
Instagram is probably the best for non-political stuff. Twitter's probably the best for political stuff, and Facebook's kind of a mix of both. I stay in touch with a lot of people on Facebook. I'm at my limit on the friend list. You know, you get 5,000.
Yeah.
But if you follow, instead of having two pages, like a fan page and a personal page, I just keep the personal page these days, and you can follow and still we can interact and stuff. So it's all good. I'm out there every day. Sometimes I get busy and I don't reply to stuff and probably look like a total dickhead, but
Oh man.
I
no,
try
it's
to
cool.
respond to everything that comes in, you know.
Like I say, that's why I send you messages, and you know, you'll eventually respond, and it's like you know.
Yep.
But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. And Fireball Ministry, new album's gonna drop
Yeah.
on
October 7th.
October 6th.
October.
Yeah, it's called
6th.
Remember the Story.
And was that done at your studio?
The bass tracks were.
Okay, so they
Uh,
recorded somewhere else. But you also have your
yeah,
own
the-
studio if anybody's looking to record.
Yeah, it's called The Sanctuary. I've had a few people just recording bass tracks here, which is nice because I've got so much bass gear here. I'm
you got a
sitting in front of.
Bison.
What's that?
You got a Bison.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting right in front of it. I've got a Hartkey stack, a Bison stack, and an Ampeg stack, and then a pile of other Ampeg stuff and other Hartkey stuff.
I would
and I
love.
think I'm
as
getting some Mesa Boogie stuff pretty soon.
As a
So it-
bass player, I would love to try that Bison, but you're a little bit too far for me to drive over and try it out.
And I've actually had people emailing me DI tracks for their records,
Oh, just
and
to
then
run
I
through the
reamp
Bison?
it through my stuff and email it back. you know?
What? That's awesome.
I wouldn't
That's-
want to do that because you would hear all my mess ups.
Well, I would hear them in explicit detail.
Exactly. I'm not going to send you that. I'm going to send.
No, but if you run it through the Bison and the Ampeg, put that on a file and send it back. It's easy money for me.
Right. Well, so if anybody needs that done, reach out to Scott Reeder and he
Yeah.
can hook you up.
Do you have anybody coming up that you're like any bands that you're planning on producing?
I've been working on the solo album of Bonnie Betrago from Nashville Pussy.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
I think I played a
She's
gig
been
with those
coming out a
guys.
few times and recording her bass tracks here. She sits in the control room with me, and we run it through all kinds of crazy pedals and a stack of amps. And yeah, she's been stoked. I think she's going to do her Nashville Pussy tracks on the next record out here.
Cool, man.
There's some English band, Sons of Alpha Centauri. I'm doing the same thing for them. They send me their tracks from England, and I reamp stuff. And I sang on one of their tracks. I did a thing about Standing Rock,
Oh, yeah.
Black Snake.
Yeah, and if any of the listeners want to check it out, Scott Reeder also has his own solo album he put out a few years ago that you should probably go to. I'm sure it's on iTunes and everything else.
Yeah, if you like Pink Floyd, you'll probably like my solo stuff.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. Big fan.
Mhm.
All right, well, I appreciate you coming on, brother, and you have a good one.
Thanks, you guys. You too. This is Scott Reeder, and you're listening to Chemical City Radio.
Did you not record unto the demon giving treatment to his wounds? And would you not consider it a natural to be born outside the womb? We eagerly await your response and your best offense. La curandera is the young girl in our linen dress of white. She dances on black sand in the night. In our linen dress of white. Let us vote to dump the witch and the river Styx and photograph the light. So in the shadow of Serapis, a spirit will reside. La curandera is the young girl in our linen dress of white. She dances on black sand in the night. In our linen dress of white. Burning a fire, mouthful of sand. King of the briar, mouthful of sand. The scared and banner, lock and key. Lord of weather, the beast and peace. Shed not a tear for humanity. Go fetch my stars. Shed not a tear for humanity. Go fetch my stars.
next, Clutch with Notes from the Trial of La Curandera, followed by Agents of Oblivion with Ash of Mind.
And that's one of my favorite Louisiana albums that maybe not.
A whole lot of people might not know about that.
Right, yeah. I mean, it didn't get a whole lot of press, but that was a great freaking album. Agents ruled.
The entire thing front to back is killer.
Yeah. Dax really sang his tail off on that one, man. Like,
Yeah, I think that was the first one where he was actually writing the song, like playing guitar at the same time.
right.
So.
And yeah, it was the first one after Asabath, so you really got a chance to sing instead of scream. So you really went off on that one. So that's, if anybody listening, listen to the Scott Reeder thing, look up Agents of Oblivion. It's a great album, definitely. But so we got
coming up, maybe not this next week.
Yeah, we're gonna take next.
We're going to take next week off
Yeah.
because I'm going on vacation. I'm going to be spending some time in Texas.
And I do not want to do this by myself.
All right. But probably the week I believe it would be of the...
Yeah, after this show that you're hearing right now, we're gonna have Year of the Tyrant,
Yes.
which will feature Vinny LaBella from Exhorter, Jason Brooks from Heathen, Sasha from Forbidden, and hopefully they'll break the singer who has strong Bay Area ties. That should be, pretty national.
yeah, that'd be great.
And we have some killer stories, Vinny.
Yeah. We did a Stories from the Road that'll be on that episode.
Yeah.
As well. I can't wait to let y'all hear.
Yeah.
Also on that episode, we're going to have our friends from Ambassador.
Yes.
I believe we're probably going to have Jason and Gabe, and maybe Ian as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they got a show coming up at the Varsity in Baton Rouge.
early August.
Yes.
I'm failing on the date right now. I believe it's either the 5th or the 8th.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And we have we'll be playing one of their songs. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, man. A lot of great stuff. Just keep tuning in. We'll keep bringing it. And
do us a favor and share it with your friends. Go on our page on Facebook and invite your friends to like our page as well. Hopefully we're providing some content that you all can get behind and dig, and we'll provide some interviews with people and try to get some behind the scenes stories to everybody can hear and check out. So,
and don't forget Ed King
coming
from
up.
Skinner. And we get to listen to it before y'all do. What'd you say earlier? Dude, you're probably going to listen to it like 30
1,000 times. And then you're going to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, dude, I just listened to it again. You remember that part when he was talking about Gary Washington and like doing all that?
Yeah, like when I went to Ronnie's house. And
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be awesome. So I hope everybody's enjoying their 4th of July, because I'm hearing fireworks go off as we're recording right now.
Yeah, they're exploding in the background. Some of them might be being picked up by the mics.
Yeah, I think they were. That's why I said that. You heard?
That was a big one.
That's what she said. All right. So, Chemical City Radio, rocklouisiana.com. Keep bringing it, man. Everybody tune in. Get the app. Spread the word. And I hope everybody enjoyed the Scott Reeder interview. We found it awesome.
Entertaining,
yeah,
and insightful. And
yes. And we're going to end this show with
Routine Fiend, song called Moose Knuckle.